How do you discipline your children?
Do you have a good relationship with your kids?
Do your kids even like you?
Is there a better way to be raising society's children?
Hi everyone, I'm Victoria Lewis.
And I'm Michelle Yu.
And we're here to talk to you about
the newest child rearing methods. So the other day, Victoria and I were having a conversation.
Hey Michelle, what are child rearing methods?
Well, Victoria, child rearing methods are how parents choose to raise their children.
Huh.
Child rearing began as early as 175 AD, and has changed and progressed over the centuries.
Wow! Thanks, Michelle.
Totally. Hey, Victoria, why don't you tell the folks out there how child rearing methods benefited Americans?
Of course. You see, not only did family bonds grow stronger, these kids grew up to be more of a contribution to society. They actually helped out in jobs and in lawmaking situations, if you will, and they ended up really helping out their peers instead of hindering what was going on around them.
Wow, so true.
So true. Michelle, why don't we tell them how child rearing methods help forge a national economy?
Sounds good. Well, okay, since the children that were raised more civilized, well, those children could perform more complex jobs and just had a better sense of making good decisions.
Definitely. And another benefit was that these kids saw how they were raised, so they knew how to raise their own children, so that generations to come would be helpful to the economy and the society.
So true.
So here are some tips and examples.
Instead of disciplining your kids physically, you could
demand strict obedience in exchange for love and affection.
You know what's really sad, Victoria?
What, Michelle?
I mean, I know this one kid, and he just doesn't have a close relationship with his mom. Because as a child, like as a young one, his mom gave him to a wet nurse, and that wet nurse raised him, and I mean, as he grew up, he never had a strong bond, or like him and his mom just never really loved each other like I do with my mom.
That issue actually used to be very common. And that's why we encourage mothers today to be more affectionate towards their own child and feed them and change their diapers and take care of them themselves so they can create a strong parent-child bond and not just give them to a wet nurse to be raised by, because they won't have those memories and neither will you.
So true.
So true.
Hey Victoria, I know this one kid that was just like poorly raised and just it hurt him in the long run in life because he just wasn't very educated.
That was a really common problem in the past few centuries, and what our education system has slowly began to realize is that we need to educate our children about how to live independently and also what's going on in the world around them.
True that.
True that.
Well guys, that's a wrap about new child rearing methods.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We really hope that you took a lot away from tuning in with us today.
And this is Michelle Yu
and Victoria Lewis
reporting to you
AP US History.